Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. Kisses to you. Thank you so much for your well wishes. I am maybe 80%, almost 90% back. Kisses to all of you. Little bit started getting the sniffles. I was rubbing her down at night. I got her socks on and I'm spraying stuff down and wiping things down and trying to keep things, you know, whatever, so that we can get rid of this cold. But I'm so grateful to my husband. He is so awesome. Kisses to all of you, though. I feel like you allow me to have your little, your golden angels, your angels for just a moment to come take care of me. Thank you. I really felt the love. Thank you. If you're new to my channel, it's so unorthodox. You don't know what you're going to get over here. So, but I hope you enjoy it. And if you like it, don't forget to hit like and please leave a comment and let me know what you think. So Meghan has been in the news a lot lately and she wants it that way. And she is trying to promote good publicity because WME and as well as herself think that this is the best way to thrust her down our throats so we can start loving on her again. Or those that may have misunderstood her may decide, oh, you know, she did that at Kevin Costner. You know, what did she do? I saw a bunch of rich people patting themselves on the back for doing something for mankind. And so the contributions that our lovely selves that we do, you know, we do it in the private of our home or whatever, but we don't go around congratulating ourselves because we decided to give some money for charity. Because I feel like, shoot, I wish I could give more and this isn't enough. And, you know, it's not for that. It's not for boasting. It's not for saying that you're doing something. I think it's all great and dandy that Kevin Costner is doing what he's doing. But now he's sorry. He is in the hot seat. And Lindsay Schofield said, you know, it's hard to say something negative. You know, no, she didn't say negative. She said that some of the stuff can be petty, like what she's wearing, blah, 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 blah. And I agree. Because she thinks it's nitpicking at every little thing that they do. That can be, and it's scrutiny on another level. And I would have to agree with her somewhat on that. I know I changed the subject, and I forgot what I was saying before. But obviously, this is what I want to talk about. I think everything that she does is scrutinized, and I think that it all boils down to her. It's always, Catherine's stuff is scrutinized. Everybody's stuff is going to be scrutinized. Why wouldn't it be? But hers is scrutinized on a level that is on another level. And it's because I would say 90% of it's her and 10% is just people just don't care for her. And at this point think that she's fake and not real. You know, it's like, you know, I get the clothes. Either you like them or you don't or whatever. I thought the little poncho thing looked cute, but I thought it made her look older. Like she was someone's, like, it was cute, but I feel like her clothes don't fit the occasion most of the time. I don't. I think she misses it. That's what I do think about her clothes. It doesn't fit the occasion. I just didn't think the sweater thing that she was wearing fit the occasion. Anyway. Moving on from that, regardless, it is what it is. If Meghan wants to be on the stage, she's open for scrutiny. I'm sorry. Everybody that wants to be a celebrity. And Meghan wants to be a celebrity. So why would we not scrutinize her, Kinsley? Like, yeah, we're going to scrutinize Kevin. Now we're talking about his divorce and how much money he's got to pay his ex-wife. He looked like he wasn't even there. Like, he was just like, just really casually talking about, you know, people asking him how much his house was worth. Why would he even repeat that, Kevin? Why would you repeat that someone asked you how much your house cost? Well, I think it was, I don't think it was Meghan. I think it was Harry. I do. If they were. No, one channel said that they think that the message about that was towards Harry and Meghan. I don't think so. I mean, and even if it was, I mean, why would Kevin have them at his house anyway? Like, that's your way of trying to tell Meghan and Harry that you support the Queen and you don't support what they do and they're just wannabes? Instead of just saying it, Kevin? He doesn't strike me as a person that would need to beat around the bush. But why would you embarrass your own guests? And that's what he kind of did, you know. Whoever he was talking to, he was talking about one of them people out there in the crowd and said, you know, how embarrassing, you know. No, he said they were rude to ask him how much his house was. No, you were rude to repeat it. No, it just depends on who you ask. No, I just thought that it was just them patting themselves on the back once again. And guess who? Front row seat, Oprah. And, you know, all these people, listen, you know what they have in common? Like one channel said, and I thought this was so great, that what they had in common, Oprah, Ellen, and Meghan, that they're all has-beens. They're all those people that, oh, hold on, someone's coming. Okay, so I got pulled away. Yeah, a little bit in Daddy, and then there was an accident, a boo-boo. Oh, she's so cute. And then we needed to call Mama. She loves her Mama. I don't get it. I get the, now that I have my own, I get the relationship between a child and their grandparents, and it is strong. Like, I've never seen it. It's like, Mama's like, what am I doing wrong? So, anyway, no. What they have in common is pretty much, let's take Oprah, and let's take Meghan, and let's take Ellen. They're all there together. Their reputations are all sinking, and even Kevin Costner, because he just went through a messy, messy divorce with his wife. And so, and Oprah with the Maui, the Oprah show. UK cut her off a long time ago. You know, the Oprah show. How she lied and said, you know, they were racist. And, And Oprah let it happen on her show because she wanted the exclusive. No, like her journalist peers has told her time and time again that guess what? You didn't fact check at all. But when it came to R. Kelly and Michael Jackson and the rest of them people that they slaughtered during their interviews, no, they didn't hold back. But no, they're trying to rebuild their reputation. They all need to. And to my understanding, that they all come from that same WME brand place. So it sounds like they all need a lifting. So was this Megan's idea? Oh, this is the lipstick that I made, by the way, when we went, my sister's for my birthday. And it's pretty cool. So they all need to the naked eye, you wouldn't see that. But because we are YouTubers and we know the news and we know what's going on with all their reputations, Ellen is considered a bully. Oprah is done with the Maui fires. Her relationship with Epstein is being questioned. you know, the taking of the land, her asking us for millions when she's got billions. No, hundreds. I don't know. She's asking stuff. So, you know, I'm just naming which, and let's take Meghan's reputation, the worst of them all. She's on the stage. And the event might have been okay, and I probably wouldn't have been talking about how, oh, they're shining a light on themselves and patting them, their own selves on the back for doing something for the first responders. And guess who's in the audience? Oprah too. But they put the con artist of them all, the head person, the leader of the pack of despicable, to be the special guest at Kevin Costner's event. And so if Kevin Costner was trying to send some kind of signal to her, talking about the people in the crowd and his guests, asking him about how much his house is and all this other stuff, what an event. That sounded like it was so much fun. No, it sounded like just not at all. But I think the prize goes to Meghan Markle and the Mike. And at first, I thought it was just funny. Oops, again. You're not reading the crowd. You're not reading around you. You're just out of place. You don't feel comfortable up there because you probably shouldn't be up there. You know, hold Meghan Markle on the stage at Kevin Costner's event. That's what I'm talking about. And so, ooh, hold on, guys. They get introduced up to the stage or whatever. It was weird. The lady that has the mic, I guess she introduces Meghan and Harry, and then they walk up on the stage like they're like, woo. They walked up on that stage like this was their moment in time. Because everybody's going to see them, the who's who's. They're with Kevin Costner, and this is going to put them back on the map for sure. In whose eyes, Meghan? In the world of celebrity? In the world of regular people? I mean, in whose eyes are you going to start? This is the sickest part about it, is that she thinks that if she mingles with the who's who's, Beyonce, Taylor Swift. Let's just go back to Taylor Swift. Let's go back. I'm going to name them all. John Travolta. If I'm saying his name correctly. Leonardo DiCaprio. These are all names that have been dropped in the last 2 or 3 months around Meghan. And it's supposed to mean something. Beyonce. Kelly Nowens. Kelly Washington. I'm probably pronouncing her name incorrectly, but these are all the people that are surrounding the Kardashians, Jeff Bezos, Tyler Perry, Oprah. They're still there, you know, kind of thing. And now she's got Kevin on her side, and she's got all these other people that is supporting her. I don't care if listen. No one or nothing would ever make me support her, because just because these people have fans, these celebrities have fans, doesn't mean that they're going to jump on the bandwagon of being Meghan's fan and friend. I get she's got a network and all that. We're going to get to that. But I just think she just looks desperate. And then also out of place, because I don't think she even knows where she fits anymore. I don't. You don't know. Meghan doesn't know who she is. No one knows who she is. She used to be the Duchess of Sussex. That's before she flew over here. And when she stepped down as a royal, She pretty much left in our eyes, in the American people, although she wants to call herself the Duchess of Sussex, in our eyes, she left the title in the UK because we don't follow that. Her kids will not be treated as prince and princess. They will be treated as two celebrity kids that go to a celebrity school that is surrounded by celebrity security. That's it. They will not be treated like William was treated when he came to town. He was treated like royalty and how royalty should be treated. Stop everybody from coming down that street. Block off the streets. Have a police escort. The future king is coming to town. Go William, go William. We'll be talking about that forever because he outshined them even through this charity event. Meghan has been trying her best to outshine William's visit, and his visit is still being talked about. And I think at this point, Meghan looks so desperate. It's starting to look gimmicky and not even sexy. It's not even cute anymore. It looks like she is just a fish out of water and trying to figure out, do I go left or do I go right or do I go straight ahead? And then as she's figuring it out, she's telling Ding Dong behind her, Harry, which way to go after she figures it out. That's what happened when she tried to grab that mic and nobody told her to grab it. But where Harry messed up was stepping back and pushing her in the front. And as he continues to do that, he will continue to fail. He just will. And he will continue to look weak and stupid and like, okay, yeah, you're that. You are not the prince that came here. You're not the Prince of Wales. You are not William. And it showed. But before you had Meghan, you had a taste of it. You were popular. Let me tell you something, and you still would be an eligible bachelor if you hadn't married this girl that's dragging you along into her world of celebrity appeal. This was Meghan's event. This wasn't Harry's event. This isn't something that he does. This isn't something that his family, the royals, handed down to him like they did the Invictus. And then, you know, look how he's treating it with his woman. No, this is Meghan's Hollywood. This is my way of getting back. I'm going to be doing charity. Good for you. I hope you're successful in everything. I hope that she is very successful in her charity work and successful in her private work. I do hope, really sincerely hope that she is successful with it. That's it. But I do know that it just keeps showing me each day how tenacious, how insatiable, how it is her life's, it is, if it's not this, it's nothing for Meghan. Meghan this is like, she's going a 90 to it. She's going really fast in my mind and trying to prove to the world that she's this wonderful person of a mother, a wife to her husband, and this wonderful just to the world. And she's a giver and all this other stuff that she's trying to portray to us. And it's not working for me. It stopped working when her father, well, no, it never worked. But those that were about to get conned into thinking that she was genuine at the Invictus and genuine with this charity event with Kevin. No, go back to the video and listen to her father say that he's on the verge of another stroke. And that he may not have that moment. Oh, okay. So that is my intro. That's who we're talking about. That's on the stage. This wonderful person called Meghan. And what's next? Eventually, she's probably going to open up about her new thing. But I don't think it's a good idea. Because I don't think her popularity has changed the needle much. And how are you going to influence? Like, I don't know. I don't know how you become, because you're in a charity event on the stage, handing out rewards and doing this and being fake. It's so fake. Like, what have you done? Oh, she had to pay for it to get in. So, okay. She's strategic, so she got something out of it. She got to be the special guest, okay? And maybe she demanded that. Maybe she said, listen, if I'm going to come and do this charity, and I don't know, because right now she needs friends, that I'm going to come to this event, but I want to be the special guest. How is that special? Are they trying to become special again? They look like one of them. Kevin Costner was not intrigued. But, okay, but you still had him in your house. No. First of all, I'm not going to invite you over and then mistreat you. So, I don't think he would. And I would call foul if he did. So, my take is, no, he shouldn't have never invited him in the first place. Because he already know. Okay, here we go.
Morning, Kinsey. Now let's talk about Prince Harry. So there's this story, two stories. There was the story yesterday, which I think was on the front page of the Sun newspaper, which claimed that Prince Harry snubbed the king. He was obviously here in the UK the night before the anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's passing. He was then off to the Invictus Games, and apparently he turned down King Charles, who offered for him to spend the anniversary of the Queen's death in Balmoral. Is that true, do you think? And do you think, the cynical side of me wonders, was that actually put out by Harry's side? Because obviously there was criticism that he was here and snubbed his family.
Well, it's by Matt Wilkinson, who I really do trust. I've communicated with him in the past, and I have a lot of faith in him. But correct me if I'm wrong, weren't we kind of torn apart on the internet for suggesting that he was not invited to Balmoral? Because there were originally reports that he was not invited to Balmoral. So this is a corrected version saying that, yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, he was invited to Balmoral. It wasn't necessarily a formal invitation, but he had requested not only additional security for his trip to do the Well Child event, but he requested to stay at Windsor, or he requested to stay in one of in a venue that's owned by the royal family, and he was denied because he did not give them enough time to organize such a thing. And as an alternative, he was told that he could come to Balmoral to be with the king and queen, and he opted not to. But I remember at the time we reported that he was not invited, and we were criticized for it. So perhaps somebody knew something that we didn't, Christo.
Well, yeah, we did say that he wasn't. I mean, did we? We did say he wasn't.
Okay. So anyway, yeah, I did a story. I did something about, like, I thought he was invited, but Meghan and Harry had all these demands, and they were like, no, well, you got to bring the kids. And if you don't bring the kids, then you can't come. Kind of a controversy thing around the whole, are you coming? So I don't know if he came or not. So I don't know what they're saying. So let's move on.
Invited. Sorry. And we actually said as well that we wouldn't have invited him ourselves, because
this is the commentator's question.
He might say would end up probably
it gets better.
I I'm all about correcting us. If like we say something that's not wrong, I
Yeah,
want to be
me
like, hey,
too.
that was bad information. But at the time, it was being reported that he was not invited to Balmoral, and now Matt Wilkinson with The Sun is saying, yeah, he was. It wasn't necessarily a formal invitation. It was an alternative because he was asking for some things that the royal family couldn't give him at the time, which was a royal household to stay in and additional security.
And he said his schedule. He said it was basically his schedule didn't mean that he was able to.
But really, what a weak excuse. I really do believe in this case it's because he knows Meghan is persona non grata. I think that this was an olive branch by the king that Harry should have taken with a vengeance.
So you remember, I'm sorry I messed with my hair. I'm not liking it. Anyway, we're going to leave it just like this. So, remember the other week when we were talking about how they didn't support Invictus and they didn't wish him a happy birthday. And Tessa was talking about how the royal family needs to send Harry and Meghan an olive branch. No, and I said what Tessa is wanting them to do is do something public. So the public can hear it, so Meghan can start looking better. Oh, it's okay. It's all the royals' fault that all that happened to her when she went over there. And so, no, this is them giving them that olive branch and them turning it down because it's not what they want and how they want it to be. And so, to me, it's a little bit of blackmail, and I could be wrong, but I don't see anybody rushing over there to let them see the kids. I don't see them trying to make plans just so that they can see the kids. No, I see them avoiding England like she does, went to bypassed England and went on there with her husband. It's crazy. It's interesting how Harry and Meghan can use and I get what Piers Morgan is saying now, use their royal status to become. Now it's just disgusting. She's standing there next to Kevin Costner. Like my mom said, she's not always been a star. I said, thank you. And but she wants to be one. But this is how she's doing it. She's thrusting and making herself become one. But it's disgusting how she's laying the land out. She took the name, the Duchess of Sussex, ran over here and is using it to her advantage. Because Oprah wouldn't have said her name twice and wouldn't have gave her 2 cents of a notice if she hadn't have met up with Harry. And Kevin Costner wouldn't have had her at the stage, and I don't know why, because it's messing up his brand. But, they're not getting the memo that, hello, I don't know. Not a good look, Kevin. Not a good look. And I don't know. My questions was, how much money did they raise? Sorry, my nose is itchy. Give me a second. How much money did they raise? What did they raise? What did they do? How much was the plane ticket? It was, oh God, it's so, anyway, let's move on. Come on, Lindsay, give me some juice.
But I also wonder as well, and perhaps I'm being unfair on Meghan, but I wonder whether, or to use her full title if I was in her presence, which of course you would insist on, the Duchess of Sussex, which, of course is the title of the family that she claims a terrible racist and doesn't want to be a part of. How would she feel about that? How would she feel about him spending time with the family without her there?
No, I agree. I think that the reason that he said no was because I do think that he could have still had a moment where he remembered the Queen the way he did the next day at Windsor Castle. He could have had that with King Charles and Camilla at Balmoral.
So, in other words, Kinsley is breaking it down that he could have had that moment with Charles. And they probably wanted to see Harry, but Meghan didn't want him to go over there without her, I believe. So Harry came up with a cockamamie excuse. He couldn't make it. And so he gets on stage and talks about family and love and past pain and how he wants to get past stuff. But he's allowing this woman to continue to control his thoughts and things and keep him from seeing the people that he loved the most. Because if he didn't love he just went over there for show then when he went in to see her. But he did go see her. Do you think he's missing his family? Do you think he's going to get tired of this? Some people do. I don't think so. The only way he'll get tired of it is if she start mistreating him. And that will be the only time, because then he has nothing. But she's already mistreating her. Look how she pushes him around on the stage like a toy. It's embarrassing. He should have led. He should have been out there. If they were trying to make it look like a good moment for them, she needs to step back. She embarrassed herself on live. It was embarrassing to see her try to grab that mic when she wasn't supposed to. And then it was so embarrassing that she grabbed the lady and kind of pushed her, like, you know, and then pushed her. Like she was up there directing. Like she went up there and felt like she took over the whole Kevin Costner moment. Kevin, was it your moment or was it Meghan's moment? Then she grabs the gift and gives it to Harry and then pushes him out there. You don't need a part. You don't even need to be on the stage. Let your husband have it. Why don't you sit in the audience for a moment? No, you can't. Because this is why you're there. This is the whole reason why you're there. And everybody knows that. And that's why people don't like you. It's going to be difficult for her to mingle with people. I don't know, because they act like they all in the room together and they're thinking the same thing. Because Oprah, I found out, is a narcissist. Yep, I learned. It didn't come overnight. But they're all sitting there congratulating themselves, and they want us to see what a wonderful job that they're doing for everyone, for the first responders. And their special guests, they jacked up when they made her their special guest. The special guest. Well, you know what? It's interesting that WME and some of these news outlets know how the people have spoken. I don't see a mirage of people coming out defending Meghan. And Kevin Costner and them showing up at the Beyonce concert with Tyler Perry. No, say it. If you say it. And listen, they're on the chopping block too. Who cares? Tyler Perry is not on top of my list of famous people that I like. No. And even the more because he knows she lied. He knows she lied to him in his face and said that drones were flying over his house that she called to fly over there. She made him believe that Meghan has him believing that the royal family is racist. Still is. No one's retract that. I don't hear Tyler Perry. You know what? Where I saw the trailer of Tyler Perry, you know what I hear? I just saw two people that just wanted to love each other. Okay, I know I went into that. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed that little mini.
And we would have all respected it and appreciated it. This does feel like he opted not to do this because he knows that at the end of the day, his family is not in love with his life partner that he chose.
Well, I don't see why he couldn't have gone up there then if he was invited. And kept that royal connection going.
How does it feel, Harry, for you to know that a lot of people don't like your choice?
I wonder as well, being kind
it doesn't matter.
Harry and
nope,
Meghan.
It doesn't matter to him. What he did was those that didn't like her, he kicked them out of his life and said, listen, if you're not down with my wife, then you're not down with me. And normally that would be something sweet and like really cool. But everyone that he loved and cared about in his life is gone. And he got one friend, Nacho. He hanging on by a thread. I don't know. That's his friend.
I wonder whether there is a little bit, and I include us in this as well, and so, you know, I'm happy to call out our criticism. There is a danger he can't do right for doing wrong. You know, on the one hand, we do criticise him, don't we? And we say, look, you know, of course he's going to turn up at the coronation. Of course he's going to turn up at various events, because he needs that connection in order to monetise it. So we criticise him for doing that. And then when he doesn't go to Balmoral, we criticise him because he's been invited and snubbed. So I wonder whether,
depends on who you're talking to.
There is a bit of a danger from people like us of the fact that he just, as I said, can't do right for doing wrong. What would you say to that?
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I try to be fair. For instance, today someone wanted me to talk about a video of Meghan at Kevin Costner's grabbing the mic. And clearly the attitude they...
You know, I don't know who she's talking about, but I believe I know who she's talking about. And I somewhat agree with her. I somewhat agree with her. I think things start to get petty. And it honestly, it doesn't really matter what she was doing, where she was, and how she acted and all of that and stuff, and the embarrassing moment that she had. It really doesn't, that's not the subject. That's not the topic. I don't think it is. I think the topic is that we see a woman that is trying to advance her career in a way, to me, that is just appalling and has no self-awareness of herself at all. And just, I've never seen anyone think of themselves so much. It blows my mind. I don't think I'll ever. But when we start talking about her wardrobe, what she looks like, I mean, physically, I think she's beautiful. But inside, I think she's rotten to the core. And I think it can get on that petty lines. I really do. And when it does, I keep moving. I'm like, okay. I'll tell my husband, I'll be like, I said, this is a merely attack on on her physicalness or whatever the case may be. But to me, I think, you know, do what you want to do, but I get why she decided that she didn't want to join in with that conversation. And I respect her for that. Because, I mean, have an opinion about it and move on. But is that the subject to me? No. Honestly, I'm still on the father aspect. I haven't even let that up. Like, I'm trying to get my head wrapped around moving on from that, because every week there's something new going on. But my takeaway with the Kevin Costner moment is that she needs these moments to try to convince everyone or someone that, hey, give me a job, give me a chance. Like, I heard archetypes is not happening. Like, they stopped the trademark or whatever. I said, so you stopped it altogether? And remember a long time ago, and I'm changing subjects. when that one lady was on there talking about Meghan doesn't want to put all her eggs in one basket, you know, with Spotify, and she feels like since it's such a powerful, you know, it's such a powerful podcast that she can expand it even more. I heard that it's over. No more podcasts, no more of that. So that sounds like bottom is coming, but or here or there, I don't know. But I don't know. I honestly, my take on the Kevin thing, she embarrassed herself like she did the Invictus. She pushes Harry around like she does, you know, and treats him like her puppet. And it's the same story. It doesn't change. It hasn't. Sometimes I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I know I'm not. Okay, let's go.
Wanted me to take was, look at how thirsty she is. Look at Hollywood rejecting her because the woman walks off with the mic. But I didn't want to say that because I don't know the circumstances. Somebody could have told Meghan 30 seconds before that video, you're going to give a 45-minute speech. Make sure you grab the microphone. I'm not going to be critical when I don't know what the circumstances are. There's plenty to criticize these two about. I'm not going to be petty when it's unnecessary. And in this instance, it does sound like a real olive branch from the king. Come have this private moment with the queen consort and I. This is our first.
I think Kinsley using that as an example is really bold, but I do know what she's talking about, and even myself, I was like, okay, this is really not something I want to watch. I don't want to watch that. I get that she did it, but I think the other piece of it, I missed it. I was just like, okay, where are we going with this? We wasn't going anywhere with it. You know, it was pretty much what Kinsley said. It was that, and I was bored. So, moving on. Someone asked me, do I hope or wish? They didn't ask me that. They were saying that they hope she succeed. And I had to take a look at myself and say, do I hope she don't succeed? No. And I said, no. I said, because I had to go back to the beginning. I had to go back and say, no. You were supporting her. You were a supporter, Tisha. Why would she even think that? No. What reminds me of why I don't support her myself and why I speak out against her is because of the father and the family and how she treats family. But she's going to trick us into believing that she's not really that person. That's who you are. That's how I see her. And so although Kinsley may give Meghan some slack or whatever, I don't know what you call it, but I get why she doesn't want to, and that's her prerogative. But I think that, you know, it depends. It depends on you. It depends on what you want to hear. It depends on what you want to know about her and all of that. And so you know what you're going to get over here. A lot of ranting, a lot of why she does this and da 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 da. Moving on.
This is the first anniversary we're having without your grandmother, my mother. And I think that would have been PR-wise a win for Harry. I think it was a real missed opportunity for him.
And I also think that, of course, they
several missed opportunities for Harry.
Position where they can't do right for doing wrong, because I understand those people that are cynical saying, well, look, you only want to see them because you want to put it in your next documentary. You know, you only want to see them because you want to put it in the Archetypes podcast.
Said, wait a minute.
Oh, dear. Hang on. The Archetypes podcast. What's happening with that?
So basically the story is, I don't really think this is a story. I think Meghan gave up on Archetypes truly when Spotify said they were no longer interested in it, but she's no longer fighting for the trademark. So they've just regurgitated the story that she's letting go of the podcast.
And I mean, it's
That is a story, Lindsay. That is a story. That's a big story. That's not a big story. How is it not? Isn't that what the podcast was all about? Was all of that and how she was going to go off and make more money doing it? It's over? No. I honestly, some of these people, I do believe that they start to feel like they're doing something great. At least they're doing something for charity. No, it's not. And that's where I think that Kinsley Schofield gets her, almost like she's giving Harry and Meghan a bone for the Invictus that he did. She liked the documentary, minus what he said about his family. Then she liked this Invictus, I'm assuming. And then she didn't say anything that was against the whole Meghan show, because it still was the Meghan show. Whether she wants to talk about it or not, and who she wants to talk about it to, it was another Meghan show at the Kevin Costner show. Meghan makes the show about her. Whether she was grabbing the mic or not grabbing the mic, or whether she still was trying to grab it, take it out of this woman's hand, whether Meghan should have just let go. But she didn't. That was the crazy part about it, because I would have been like, oh, okay. No, it looks like the lady was walking. This is what I saw. Looked like the lady in the dress with the mic in her hand was walking towards Meghan and handing it to her. It really almost felt like it. But then when Meghan grabbed it, it felt like she had a hold on it. She should have just been like, as soon as the lady didn't release, Meghan should have just dropped her hands and just kept walking. No, she grabbed it, turned around, looked and see what the lady was looking at, then told her to go on. It was a control. She tried to take control over it, or tried to play it off, and it made it worse. That's what I saw. It's my analysis on it without getting the full story, Kinsley. But you know what I mean about her wardrobe and stuff. And I think that she could do better with her clothes. All else fails, go simple. Just simple. Jeans and a t-shirt, jeans and a nice top. That's it. And some nice shoes. It won't steer you wrong. I don't understand. Because them brown pants, I don't care who you are, she shouldn't have had them on. They were sweeping the floor. And why? Who has told her to quit wearing those big pants that slide on the floor? It's not sexy. It's not cute. I don't want pants that do that, because I'll feel like I'm going to trip and fall. Moving on.
Interesting, because a lot of people were saying, well, she didn't really do any work for it anyway. Any of the interview, she sat down for the celebrity interviews, but any of the actual interviews around any of it, she didn't do herself anyway.
It wasn't what she promised us when they said that they were cultivating this relationship with Spotify. They said these were going to be about real stories, real people, real heroes. But are we going to talk about this Kevin Costner story? Because I haven't been able to talk about this anywhere yet.
Go on then. So this is
perfect.
Oprah, Kevin Costner,
put it in a ponytail.
Meghan and Harry at a Santa Barbara fundraiser. Whenever I hear Santa Barbara, I think of the terrible 80s soap opera. When I say terrible, I obviously mean brilliant. So this fundraiser, what is this?
Yes, so this was for 1805 Live, which is a charity event that benefits firefighters. It was located at Kevin Costner's estate. Oprah was there, so was Ellen. So this is already Meghan's crew. I guess my commentary on this is this should have been their plan 3 years ago. I would have much rather seen them in this position than sitting down with Oprah and gossiping about their family members. I think that this is a Hail Mary from Harry and Meghan to save their brand, to readjust and try to become the.
Told you. If she's not a champion for them, she is definitely feeling what they're doing. That this is going to be, I'm sorry, I'm messing with my hair like that. Let's be still. She is trying to, what she's saying is that this is the road that they need to be on, not that other road. Well, Kinsley, the other day, like you said, this isn't the road that Meghan wants to be on. She doesn't want to do charity. She doesn't want to be giving money to people. She doesn't want to be doing this. And you may not see her do it again. These are one-time moments for her. And according to Tom Bower's book, that's what it seems like. This is just for show. This is just to say, look at me. This is not a comeback. A comeback is someone that does it constantly, that shows it all the time, that they don't decide to leave it and then do it later because, oh, it's the thing to do and maybe our reputation to get better. No, it's a fake. The awards are fake. This is fake. Meghan is fake. And she takes away what's really going on with the charity. It's sick. It is to me. It just blows my mind. No, I don't see it that way. I'm sorry. The way I see it is that this event was about Meghan. It was about their special guests, which was Meghan and Harry. And then they were supposed to interact with Kevin Costner and hand him over him an award for giving back to first responders. How is that rocking it? How is that doing something great? What is Kinsley? You could go on stage if you're the Duchess of Sussex, and they'll call your name, and then you hand out a gift. Are you saying because they gave to the charity? Giving to a charity is given and not announcing it to the world because you want everybody to see you. That's what she does. Hello, I played for my plate. I paid for mine. And look, I'm on the stage. Just in case you didn't see me, I'm on the stage. No, once again, everything that we have been seeing and has been orchestrating, you know what, WME, this is what I do believe, has had a conversation with these other people and said, listen, we need to help Meghan with her popularity, which is stupid to me. Because I would have told them, listen, my job is not to help your people. My job is for you to help me. So why? No. And Kevin, if this is what he did, he used Meghan for her to give to his charity. And that's why she was at the event. I think she's poison. And I think when you put her on your brand, it poisons it. Just a thought. And Kinsley, this is not her rising. This is not them coming back. This is that stupid stuff. No one's listening. I'm sorry. Her reputation is there. And good luck, Kevin Costner fans and the rest of you guys that want to support their friends' endeavors. You know, I just don't get the connection that it's interesting. What I'm talking about is we're talking about Meghan's brand. Isn't that what we always talk about? Isn't that what it's always have been about? It's never been about anything in between. That sometimes we talk about her clothes, her kids, her husband. It's always been about the royal family. None of that really matters. It's all about Meghan's brand. Right. That's what I see. And this is a way of coming back, doing charity, trying to fake me out like you did Harry, and pretended that you were in Africa, wherever you were, helping and doing philanthropy and all this other stuff. And that's what you guys had in common. Come to find out, as soon as he married you, you were done with whatever y'all had in common. And what you really wanted was to be on the stage with Kevin Costner handing him a gift. Because that's where you want to be. That's where you are. Screw your dad. That's over with. That's old news. He is not important to you. He just reminds me of who you are and why I don't support you.
This philanthropy couple, this charity couple, that they, this life of service that they promised us when they left the royal family and then proceeded to go the gossip route for 3 years. And then honestly, I think that they have to schmooze. They've got to get in with some of these people, Christo, because it's the only way they're going to keep the Invictus Games afloat. So they're at this event and they're networking because their ultimate objective is that these people that are writing checks for Kevin Costner and his event are inevitably going to work with them on it. I personally.
Why would I want to work with a con artist? Why? Why would Paula M kept saying that? Okay, she was so excited this week. I wanted to say calm down. But she was saying something about Bill Simmons was there. And I'm like, no, I'm sure he wasn't. Anyway. Yes, she has to do this. And yes, she has to continue to do it. But, yep. But at the end of the day, who's going to gamble on their brand with Meghan? Kevin Costner is obviously doing that. But his is already, he's got a scandal because of his marriage. It ended and he got to pay her and all this other stuff. It was in court. What I'm saying is that yes, she needs to do it, and yes, she has to do it because this is the life that she's chose for her and her family. Not that they chose it, she chose it for them. She's going to be in the Hollywood by all means necessary, no matter what, Harry. We're doing this. So since this is the life that they chose, Kinsley, how is she going to be doing this philanthropy and influence and being this wonderful, wonderful woman of grace and elegance? I'm just confused. How she's going to change. She's already changed. Her father said that she's changed into this person, whoever this person is. And he doesn't know this new person.
Are inevitably going to work with them on Invictus Games, because if you look at who donates money to Invictus Games, a significant amount of money comes from the royal family.
They actually put up the money to found the Invictus Games, didn't they? And
William is still cutting checks to them. So if there is no end in sight in this family drama, you've got to find money elsewhere. But I think it's interesting, obviously, because Kevin Costner had a relationship with Princess Diana. There was a friendship there. They talked about The Bodyguard Part 2. And he needs a distraction PR-wise because of that disastrous divorce he just, finalized. And unconfirmed, but someone posted to Reddit that Costner tried to use the loo to shake Harry and Meghan backstage because they were glued to him. They were stuck to him like, bubble gum on the bottom of your shoe.
So it's just like, get away from me, basically. Interesting that's what they're doing.
They want to make sure that they get a picture with him, that someone gets a picture with him and Kevin and them, so we can see. She wants everybody to see that she's doing this for charity and all this other stuff. It's so fake.
I don't know. I wonder if their star power is enough to keep them in this philanthropic role, because of course most people who are in these philanthropic roles have a day job. The reason that you're interested in Kevin Costner's philanthropy is because he's an actor as well. And Oprah Winfrey, huge chat show queen, she's got her own television network, and she does philanthropy. Whereas Harry and Meghan, no one still quite knows what they do.
They don't know what they do.
And what they have produced has been professionally a failure.
They don't know what they do. They're just trying to figure out what works. And how stupid of her to think that trashing her family was the best course. Oh, this is going to be great. We're going to make all kinds of money and people are going to love us. We're spitting you out and WME keeps throwing you down our throats. And you can keep trying, but you're in your circle of friends. She's with her who's and who's. At the end of the day, are they going to be the ones that's going to be supporting her in her TIG and her new thing? Kevin, are you going to follow her?
Spotify saying you're grifters. You know, the last Heart of Invictus was not deemed a Netflix success. And I don't even think the success of Meet Me at the Lake will resurrect their brand at this point in time.
Is this the drama that they're doing?
Yes, that we won't see for probably years, Christo, because of the
So she says what they're doing is helping their brand. Okay, say what you want. Then she says that, but their brand is ruined, and this stuff they got in the closet is not going to resurrect it.
Right.
Good Lord. Honestly, I mean, it's quite a good life they've got, just milling about at parties, you know, turning up to stuff with millions in the bank. I mean, you know, they've got quite a nice life in Montessori. I don't know what they've got to complain about.
Well, I think what they want, though, what they really desire is respect. A respect that they had when they were senior members of the royal family. But
she will never have that. Respect. She don't respect anyone. How would you want us to respect you and you wouldn't respect the people that gave you what you have today? You disrespected them on every level, and then you continue to disrespect them. But you want us to see past everything and what this loving, giving person that you are. No, it starts at home, and you keep bypassing it for some reason because it's all about you. And like Bethany said, stop, take a look, go into hiding, wait a minute, then come back. Let us miss you. You won't even allow us to miss you as a, like, what did the Royal Rogue said? He thought he was going to relax today and not have to, you know, just kind of have an off day. Nope, Meghan won't let you. She won't. She won't. She stays in the news. She always has something to say and do. And all with all of that, nothing. Nothing. What is she saying and doing? Nothing. All I'm hearing is about what clothes she had on, who she hanging out with. No, there's nothing about talent. There's nothing about this great thing that's about to happen and da-da-da-da-da. No, she just keeps showing up and wanting to be and hoping that someone will discover her and be like, come on. Well, if you have the who's, you got Jeff Bezos, you got, you're friends with Jeff Bezos when you guys hanging out at the Beyonce concert, and you know the Kardashians, so they got it going on. It's weird. It's almost like she's trying to hang out with the who's to tell the royal family, see, we got it going on. That doesn't mean you have it going on. That just means you want to hang out with the who's. That's it. I want to be with the it crowd. I want to hang out with them. If they even are the it crowd. I don't think I want to be hanging out with Oprah and Ellen. No, we're good. I'm good. No. Listen, I'm out of here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. No, I'm still a little stuffy. I hope you really enjoyed it. That's where I'm at with Meghan. I'm still, you know, we're still there. She's climbing up the wall, trying to dig her way into something great. And did I let Kinsley finish? Like she said, you had that. She had that. She had the popularity. She had the love. She had notoriety. She had it. She could have made millions and billions. She could have been that billionaire person. But no. Her first mistake is the Oprah show and the rest of the shows that she did. And thinking that her talent is trashing the royal family. If that's all you had in your arsenal, you should have betted on something else. How do you think someone would feel you're trying to take down something that belongs to them, that they have built up for decades? Elizabeth built her family around the UK, around the people, around the love. Like, everyone grew up in the spotlight. And she knew that. And she tried to protect her family. Until Harry decided to thrust this woman upon everyone. Why? No, if she wasn't good for you, why would she think, Harry, if Meghan wasn't good for you, then why would you think she would be good for any of us? Your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, your entire family, your country, our country. No, I love my American. I love all my subscribers. Kisses to all of you. I love all of you. I've seen some of you that has been with me for a very, very long time. It really touches my heart. All my family, the UK family and the American family. And I love when I hear my American family tell me this. We don't think that. That is not how we think. It's not a race issue. Should have never been one. It's just Meghan's ambition and what she won't do to get there. And that's what I talk about, because that's what Meghan's about. She's about her brand. When she stops being about her brand, then I'll stop talking about it, because we're back on it again, PRing it, and with the celebrities and with her A-lister friends, and doing what she came over here to do when she left the UK.